you go back to your emotional home.
Yes.
The same
I
thing.
have a question.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So, what are your thoughts about habits? Especially, have you guys read the book called Dopamine?
No.
So, yeah, it is a very good book.
Yep.
Just for a recommendation.
Sure.
What's it called? Dopamine.
Yeah, Dopamine.
I have heard
I
of
think it's actually free on Audible.
Okay.
I think so.
I think I actually might have it on Audible, but I haven't listened to it. I've got heaps on there.
Yeah, because most of the stuff, the bad stuff we do is because we want to have that dopamine boost, correct?
A feeling.
So we're chasing a
We're
fix.
chasing
For
we're
example,
chasing a feeling.
cigarettes,
Yeah, again.
alcohol, everything, they have like this dopamine spikers in them
Correct.
that goes into us.
Yep.
And these habits, all the habits, gambling, everything, porn, whatever it is, it's mostly connected to dopamine. And
in part, yes.
yes,
Yeah.
and we only have a finite amount of dopamine in our system every single day.
Correct.
It just resets.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts about that?
Sure.
Especially habits.
Yeah. I think habits are powerful because that's part of one of the pillars that I teach inside of my community. But I was going to say earlier to your point, Robbie, as well, that this whole everyone reverting back to the default of the way they did life. Everyone reverts back to the strategy that they've always had for life. We've all got this strategy for life. So from a perspective of habits, as an example, dopamine plays a part in it. So same as serotonin, same as your cortisol levels, that impacts your cholesterol. So there's a whole gamut of things that occur inside the system. Dopamine's a simpler way to explain habits, also known as addiction, if you will. But the underlying driver, the question that we need to ask ourselves is, why am I chasing that? What's pushing me towards that? It's that I want to feel something, right? Yeah? I want to feel a certain way. So then the next question is, well, what is it about the way I'm feeling now that I don't like? What is it about what's coming up in me now, which is also a feeling that I'm struggling with that requires me to go and chase alcohol, porn, gambling, etc. And so that's the conversation that I like to have, is that we're experiencing a feeling right now that is not setting off dopamine. It's usually setting off cortisol, stress response. This is not good. So we then, of course, naturally, our bodies found a way to keep us surviving, because if we didn't have the source of chasing dopamine, we would have, like, we already think we've got an epidemic of suicide. We would have catastrophic numbers right now. If we removed all alcohol, gambling, screens.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people who could not face reality.
We would, on the one part, everyone thinks if we just removed it all, this will be amazing. It'll actually be catastrophic. Because
all of a sudden, all my fixes, all my vices have disappeared.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the reason why people that are very wealthy, celebrities and whatnot, that have reached pinnacles in their life, end their life, because they've turned every stone, so they believe, in that they've got all the money, all the resources, all the fame, but yet can't escape the void of inadequacy, the pressure, the performing, all of that. And they're like, I've just got to end it, because if I've got all the money in the world and I can't
fix
this because it's all external strategies, except for Russell Brand's a perfect example of him recognizing drugs, external, then went in and did the internal work and was able to revive his life, change, his everything that he does now. So habits are powerful. The reason why they're hard to change is because the strategies that we've developed now, the habits that we have created right now, have all been created out of a need to survive. So to let go of a habit is extremely challenging, because it's been designed at a time where, on the one part, you've witnessed your parents growing up in a particular way, so you develop strategies to cope. And so letting go of this structure, being vulnerable, and then trying to create a new habit is really hard. The system won't accept the new habit. So one of the ways that we teach inside of our community is the ability to receive information, then implement, comes down to whether we can create safety within our body. So that is disarming the bodyguard, the secret services, to allow ourselves to be available, emotionally available, to create secure attachment, to then start stepping into this new identity. Because the way I teach habits is a habit coincides with an identity. So you can say, I want to go to the gym, which is what I've said many, many times, but I didn't have an identity built around.
Okay, I'm a person who trains.
I'm a person who trains. I also see myself as physical, and I can understand that when I train, my business gets better, my life gets better, my this gets better. It wasn't encompassed and encapsulated. So therefore, the commitment to go and train and wake up felt more like a chore rather than an empowering thing of like, we know we feel better after we train, but it's like, why can't we bring that feeling before, the alarm goes off, or it's like, fuck. So that's kind of my view on habits. But in all honesty, habits have been a hard thing for me, because developing new habits when you've got unresolved trauma, it's like your system is trying to keep you surviving. So it'll keep you stuck in that.
Like something pulling the other way.
Correct. Yep. Anything new is deemed unsafe if we're not regulated.
New is deemed unsafe, and your brain's not designed to make you happy.
No.
It's designed to keep you alive. Do you think, we talk about dopamine and habits, and there's two ways I want to take this. One, like social media, like and the notifications. Like they know what they're doing. They've got it all down pat.
Crazy, man.
They understand the game. They understand, how to get us addicted to it.
Yep.
And most people are.
Yeah.
And I delete the apps from my phone.
Yeah. I've gone through those phases too.
Oh, dude, I delete them from my phone. I have ways of like
Accessing
posts are scheduled.
Yeah.
I get DMs through another app.
Yep.
So like something I've connected it to a CRM system, so
Yeah,
I can still respond to people.
okay.
And I only download the app if I have to do something, and then I'll try and get it off my phone as quick as possible. Sometimes I leave it on, and then I'll notice I'm spending too much time on it. Delete it. Boom. Delete it.
That's an effort, brother. It would have taken a lot to get to, huh?
Yeah, but it was like a thing of I'd get to the end of the day and I'm like, screen time, it's awareness. It's like face the demon.
Yeah.
Just look.
Yeah.
Fuck, 94 minutes on Instagram.
Yeah,
what the fuck am I doing? 94 minutes. Like that's, do you know what I mean? That's a
Content
percentage
creation,
of
man.
my. You know what I mean? That's a research.
Yeah.
That's a percentage of my day. But like, okay, do you want to do the research? Actually go and do research for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, jump on your computer, do the research, and then close it off and
Yep.
sign out and call
man.
it a day.
I know.
Don't sit there, because
I've been in this trap, man.
Dude.
It's tough.
It's
Especially
fucking-
now being a business owner, it's like there's these memes, right? It's like
You
if
gotta
you're a
stay
business
connected.
owner, you're a content creator.
well, yeah, all business owners are like media agencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you have to be all over it. And they've got us hooked on that. But you talked about the gym example. And when I was doing 75 hard, which I mentioned before, I was up 5 a.m. Well, I knew I had to get my first workout in the morning, otherwise I was going to get caught out. And I'd announced that I was doing this thing publicly.
Yep,
So I was
yep.
like, I can't
Yeah,
fail this,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I was up, boom, 5 a.m., go to the gym, get it done, And now, fuck, is it a mission to get up and go to the gym?
Man. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, why?
Identity. On the first part, the accountability aspect. So people like you and I, because I can relate to this. This was my story. Like when I was single, it was a hell of a lot easier for me to train. Get the rig out, feel strong, all this kind of stuff. It was just
there's
easy.
a driver.
Yeah. And I was working in mining, so I didn't really have a business.
You were working in mining.
I used to work in mining. Yeah, before real estate. So as an electrician.
Sparky, yeah.
So there's a gym on site, food taken care of. I was training twice a day, man. I was ripped. But different beasts to now. Different things have changed. But one of the things that I've learned, it comes back to that self-abandonment and that identity, is that when we don't have full alignment within ourselves, our identity is not fully clear yet, we haven't had the capacity to step into it, then we usually don't honor our own values. Why wouldn't we honor our own values? Because most of our values won't be clear. So this comes back to that whole, where's your vision? What are your values? Yeah. And then creating habits that are assigned to the values that you want to live your life by and the vision that you're creating and stepping into every single day. A lot of people think vision is, this is where my life will be 10 years from now, but the vision is now. It's actually you stepping into the identity of what you said you wanted to experience 10 years from now, how you want to be received, the type of family you'd like to have, career, income, body, all of that.
Doing it now.
but then embodying it now, saying, well, if this is how I'm going to be spoken about at my eulogy, like I have children, they're going to say dad was this and he was amazing and he was caring and he's kind and he was whatnot. It's like, well, I get the opportunity to step into that now. And so if part of the vision is I'm going to be fit, lean, strong so that I can live a longer life, spend more time with my grandkids, then when it comes time for these, you know, waking up at 5 a.m. if that's the goal, it's then like,
You've connected the dots.
I've connected the dots, correct, of like, ooh, there's more meaning now than I'm just going to the
this
gym.
This is not getting up at 5 a.m. This is
correct, yeah.
setting my legacy.
This is like, oh, wow, this is the vision now. Like, yeah, and then here's the kicker. When you do it and you've gone in and you've connected it to the whole North Star thing, it's like you start to feel empowered. You're walking around a little bit more taller. There's a bit more alignment. There's a bit more integrity. And so I always found it easier being held accountable to other people, like go to a gym with somebody else. If they said we'll meet at 5 a.m.
or
if it's a golf trip, I'm always there. But when it was things for myself, I wasn't. And the key indicator for me was that my vision was never really set. It was never really clear. My values weren't. So every morning I was not waking up stepping into something. I was waking up kind of like,
it was a drag.
Because I stayed up late last night. I was doing the business proposal. I was, scrolling.
Yeah.
And because I'm pursuing success and not allowing it to come to me because of how I show up. So that was my big kind of in that, And for me now, it's the excuses are, 3 kids. Sometimes there's nights they wake up, got a little gym set up at home. So it's like, well, if I can't do the 1 hour workout, I can do the rings and the push-ups and that. Like I can do 10, 15 minutes. Something that enables me to keep,
Yeah. I recall seeing a video the other day and he's like, we need to look at things in spectrums. And he's like, if the perfect morning is get up, feel refreshed, go to the sauna, do an ice bath, train, you know what I mean? All that, like that's the perfect morning, meditate, gratitude. He's like, what's the worst type of best morning we can have? And he goes, here, if I've got 2 hours, I can do all that. He's like, if I've got 10 minutes, I can still do 150 push-ups.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, as long as I get somewhere in between here and here, I've done the best I can that day to set my day off in the right direction.
100%.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty powerful.
Small wins. It would be nice to have that 2 hours every morning and just...
Yeah, be fair.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.